everyone. Thank you for joining with AzureWithUmesh YouTube channel. So today I'm going to discuss about the migrate Azure SQL Server to SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machine using Azure Database Migration Service. There are two methods available. One is online and other one is an offline method. So first of all, I will describe what is the main difference, key difference between this online versus offline. So basically, as you can see here in the first part is offline migration. In this slide, you can see this is not recommended for like business critical workloads, because when we initiate the migration, so all the transaction of the source database should be stopped. So that means your downtime will be a very high compared to the online migration. So basically this is suited for slumps testing environment or any non-critical databases. So for the online migration, so it will be remain active while we are synchronizing the database source databases to the Azure. So there will be a very minimal downtime compared to the offline migration. So that is the main key difference between online versus offline migration. So for the business critical environment, online migration is the recommended method. So I'm going to do the demonstration how we can do this migration using the Azure DMS tool with online. So there are key prerequisites that you need to follow before we initiate the migration. I will drop this link in the description down below, so you can refer the particular prerequisites before initiate the migration. So you can go through this because there are a lot of prerequisites. You need to check everything before you initiate the migration. I'm not going to describe each and everything here. So basically you can see there are multiple ones, like your subscription should be registered with Microsoft Data Migration Service provider, and the access permissions requirements. For an example, the login that you are used to migrate, so it should be under the members of sysadmin, and it should have control server permission. So those should be enabled before you initiate the migration. Okay, so first of all, we need to create a new migration from Azure Database Migration Service. So just navigate to the Azure Database Migration Service. You can just search it here, then create a new migration. So source server type will be a SQL Server. It is correct. We are going to migrate the SQL Server to Azure SQL Virtual Machine. Just select that one. Then the Database Migration Service, it should be a DMS. It is correct. Now click on select and just select a particular subscription and the resource group. Get the resource group and the location, and give some name like AC SQL migration demo, and just create it. Okay, database migration service is created successfully. This is the database migration service that we have created. Now you need to connect your source SQL Server to Azure Database Migration Service. To do that, just go to settings, or you just click on View Integration Runtime here. So you will navigate to here, then click on Configure Integration Runtime. This is the tool that we are using to connect your source SQL Server to Azure Database Migration Service. Okay, now you just need to download this particular tool to your source SQL Server. This is my source SQL database server. So I already downloaded this particular tool. Downloads. This is the tool. Once you download, just install it. Once you install, it will look like this. Then you need to copy this particular key from here. Just copy it and give the particular key to here. Then click on register. You can see it will detect the particular server, source DB server. Now click on finish. So this will take some time to connect between the source SQL Server with SQL Database, Azure Database Migration Service. Okay, now it's successfully registered. Now you can click on Launch Configuration Manager from here. You can see self-hosted node is connected to the cloud service. Now we can check from here. It will take some time to appear here. Now let's check that. Okay, it's already connected. You can see it is online and successfully connected. Now just navigate to overview and you can create start migration, new migration. Okay, the source server type will be SQL Server and the target server type is not SQL managed instance, it should be SQL Virtual Machine. So we are going to demonstrate how we can migrate to SQL Virtual Machine. So backup file storage. So first of all, you can see we need the backup file storage location. This is where we need to give the particular our source SQL Server backup location. It can be Azure Blob Storage, it can be your on-premises file share location. So both will be work. For demonstration purpose today, I will use Azure Blob Storage backup location to do the migration. Let's say you don't have any particular backup location at the moment. For an example, your on-premises SQL database. So just create a new Azure Blob Storage on Azure environment. Then you need to set up the particular backup to a Azure Blob Storage account. So I will show you how you can do that as well. There are certain prerequisites as well when we are giving this particular backup location. For an example, a full backup and the particular ongoing transaction log backup should be under single folder or single database. Let's say you have multiple databases, it can be 10 to 100 of databases, so you should have the particular number of folders for each and every database to store the particular full backup and all of the transaction log backups. So I will guide you how to do that, how the backup process we can do that. So basically, so this is my source database environment, and as you can see here under SQL source database server, I have multiple databases. There are a lot of databases here. So I don't have particular database backup location at the moment. So it is better to set up backup location in Azure Blob Storage for faster synchronization to the Azure environment. If you don't have single folder location for each and every database, you should be consider that as well, because it is kind of a recommendation when you are migrating to Azure SQL Virtual Machine. So first of all, there are multiple prerequisites when you are setting up the backup to the Blob Storage. One is your each and every database recovery model should be full, not the simple. Otherwise, you are not able to take a transaction log backup of your database. You can check whether your current database is recovery model is full or simple. To do that, there are a certain number of SQL queries that we can follow on this tutorial. So I will give the particular URL to follow this in the GitHub URL. So you can get this each and every script to try yourself. So you can see I have multiple databases to check each and every database recovery model except your system database. You can run this query. You can see all of the recovery model currently is full. So if you have some simple recovery model database, you should change it to the full before initiate this migration and the backup. So you can follow this simple query. If you need to change your particular single database recovery model to full, you just run this simple query. Let's say you have multiple database, all of you need to run all of the databases recovery model to full by using single script. You can just run this query, so it will run throughout the databases except your system databases. So it will exclude that system databases from this script. Now my all of the database recovery model is full, so I don't need to run this particular script. Then you need to create, as I mentioned earlier, you need to create a blob storage account. I already created a particular blob storage account in my Azure account. You can see this is the account, and create a container. Inside that I create a container called SQL backup. This is the SQL backup container. Then you need to generate a SaaS token for this. To do that, this is where we authenticate the particular container to the with the SQL Server on-premises environment. So we need to authenticate to back up the particular databases to this container. So we need the particular SaaS token to do that. You can generate the one using this here, generate SaaS token, and give these details. The permission should be add, create, write, operation should be there, and then use the expiry date as well, and just generate. I already generated the key to this authenticate this particular container. So to do that, you need to add this credential, this one, to a SQL database. This is where we authenticate. So this is the URL of your container. You can get this from here, container properties. This is the URL. This is my URL, and with identity shared access signature, this is the secret that I have generated. SaaS token. You just need to execute this. You can see command completed successfully. Then next step is taking the full backup. This is one-time full backup of your each and every database. You can run this script, so it will run the throughout of each and every database except your system databases. Now I'm going to run this. So you can see it will store your particular SQL database backup like this. This is your container SQL backup. Then it will create another folder call with your database name and this format database name full and .bak. This is the format your database backup will be stored. Just run it. So this will take some time because this will run throughout the database of here that available. Now one-time full backup taken already, so you can see this is successfully completed. So as I mentioned earlier, this process is only one time. You don't need to run this script over and over, or any SQL job agent to over and over run. So basically once we take this particular full-time backup, so you can check whether these backups are available here. You can see each and every backup is available under these folders. So it will create particular folder for each and every database. Now one-time full backup is taken already. Now we just need to focus on the log backup. This is the follow-up log backup that we need to take. So to do that, so we need to create a SQL job. So we need to run this particular job, particular time schedule. So this is the script that we are following. So it will take similar to that. It will create under database name folder, and the name format will be like this: underscore log and the timestamp and .trm file format. Okay, to do that, just create a new SQL job using this. Go to here, SQL Server agent jobs, and create a new job. Give a name like SQL log backup. Then go to the steps, new step name, and paste the particular script that we copied, and click on OK, and create a schedule. This can be changed based on your requirement. Daily, and occurs every 1 hour. It can be 1 hour based on your requirement. You can change this particular frequency. Then click on OK. That's it. So you can run this job now. Start job at step. So this will take the log backup. Let's check from the inside the folders. You can see the log backup has been taken successfully. So each and every database, you can see here. Now it will run each and every 1 hour, that because this is the frequency that I have set. Okay, now we have backup location under this container. Let's go to the previous step that we have stopped, new migration. So it will be, our backup location is Azure Blob Storage. Migration mode will be online, not offline. And click on select. Is your source SQL Server instance is tracked in Azure? I am selecting no because it is not tracked in Azure. Source infrastructure type, I am using virtual machine. You can select whatever the scenario that match to your requirement. Then the subscription, where we create this one, you can give your particular name and everything, resource groups, subscription, and the location. And this is where we are putting the SQL Server instance name. So you can put your SQL Server instance name here. So mine is default one. I did not change. So if you want to check, you can check from the your SQL Server configuration manager. Okay, now click on select migration target. This is where the target SQL Server will be available. So I did already created the particular destination server, SQL Server here, destination DB server. I'm going to select that particular server here, subscription resource group. The SQL Server machine will be automatically selected if you select the particular correct resource group here. Then click on data source configuration. Okay, this is why I have mentioned earlier, we need to create one folder for each and every database. So you can see here, for successful migration, upload each database backup into separate folders. So we need to manage separate folder for each and every database. For only blob container, root and folders 1 level deep are supported. So that's why we created a container with multiple separate folders for each and every database. So it will save the particular database full backup and their particular log backups. So now we need to select this storage account here. This is the storage account that I have created, and the blob container SQL backup. Now you can see all of the database folders appear here. These are the folders. Target database name you can provide here. If you want to give the same name, you can put like this. I'm not going to add all of the database here. For the demonstration purpose, I will add only 2. Once you added to your each and every database information like this, just click on Next Database Migration Summary. This is the database migration summary, and you can just click on the Start Migration. This will take some time, so the migration status will be changing in a bit. You can see here, this is my destination database server. It doesn't have any databases, so it should be appear here once the migration initiated correctly. Now you can see the migration status of this first database is changed to the restoring. While this is running, I will explain the integration runtime that we have installed. So basically, we don't need port 1433 access directly to the database migration service. Instead, we are using this self-hosted integration runtime, which is called SHIR, that we install a small agent on your source database server. So that is the agent that you are using to connect to your source database. So we don't need direct SQL port access to your source environment. So using this particular self-hosted integration runtime tool, so it will be using to backup your databases full backup and the log backup to your Azure Blob Storage account first. Then Azure DMS engine will be pulling up the particular backup and storing inside your target Azure SQL VM like this. As you can see in this small diagram, this is how the connection will be worked during this transition migration. Okay, since this is now in restoring status, we can check the destination database. Now you can see this one of the database is appearing under here. It is in restoring status. Now you can see one of the database migration status changed to ready for cutover. Now both database should be appear here. Yeah, both are available. We can check this status from here. You can click on these 3 dots and view migration details. So this is now ready for cutover. This is the last applied backup file. You can see it already taken the final log backup as well. So if you have any multiple log backup, it will take the final log backup. If you want to do the cutover, you just need to click on the complete cutover. So once, let's say you have multiple database, everything is ready for cutover, you can just, so there are multiple certain prerequisites before you do this complete the cutover. You can check these are available here. Once you click on this, you can check this information. As you can see, stop all incoming transactions the source database. So you should stop all the incoming transaction to the source database first before do the cutover. And this second one is the create a final transaction log backup. So you need to take a final transaction log backup. You can just run the particular job again before your final cutover. Like this, start your better step. Then verify that all log backup have been restored. You can check from here. You can click on this refresh icon and check whether there are any pending transaction log backups available or not. Once everything is verified, you can confirm and complete the particular cutover like this. Now it will run the cutover. Now it is completing. You can see here. Now the restoring status should be changed once this is completed. Now the migration is succeeded. You can see here the status. Now the status should be changed. Yeah, the database has been successfully migrated to the destination server. Okay, this is how you migrate different environment SQL Server to Azure SQL Virtual Machine using DMS with online method. So main, as I mentioned earlier, the main advantage over offline method is we can continuously synchronize your database log backup to your SQL. It can be a lobby storage account or any file share location. So it will be continuously synchronize your particular database update to your backup location, and DMS tool will be continuously syncing until you complete the cutover. That is the main advantage over offline method. So offline method will be taking one-time backup. So the downtime will be very high compared to online migration method. So that's it for today. So if you have any questions regarding this SQL migration to SQL Virtual Machine, just drop a comment down below. So I will be happy to comment on it. Thank you.